We got down there, Joe. I bought her another one. I bought her another one.
You bought her another one?
Cause her favorite Disney movie is a Goofy movie, and she found one that's Goofy movie, and she's like, "I need this," and I'm like, and I'm not, without it, I'm just like, okay, I'll buy it. I didn't even think about it. I just here's my card.
See,
Enjoy.
they got you.
They
It's
got
like a parasite they put in your brain.
they got me for 2 backpacks, $80 a piece. That I filled with $5 bottles of water. Maybe he got a little too cozy with some of these birds.
Only explanation I have in where a Fiat Uno could keep up with a Mercedes S280, okay?
It's not that I wouldn't fight Mothman. I would beat the shit out of him.
We're seasoned.
So wait, you mean to tell me they have a festival commemorating the day a man got his shit rocked by an extraterrestrial carrot?
My neighbors across the street, they are not real.
But a pyramid is the most boring shape.
Part Sasquatch, part trickster midget.
Welcome to the Conspiracy Kitchen.
What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining us in the Conspiracy Kitchen, where we attempt to find the secret ingredients behind life's daily mysteries. I'm Joe, and as always, I'm accompanied by my sous chef Josh, who decided to abandon us for a week to go to Disney. AKA the Cryptid Killer, I guess he could. You still have that name? Yeah, I guess so.
Fuck all of you.
Some people
Yes.
still don't think you deserve it.
Well,
I'm just saying.
some people can keep that opinion to themselves until they fight a cryptid.
So yeah, you abandoned us for a week to go to Disney. How was it? How'd your wife and you enjoy their time down there?
Oh, we loved it. We're the weird Disney adults because so people, there's a weird stigma behind it because people would be like, "Oh, you're creepy. You're adults that go to Disney without children." Well, fuck you, first off. And I figured it out while we were down there. So if you had a shitty childhood, then you're gonna want to experience this shit when you're older.
Okay.
Like
I got
like
it.
yeah, I was a poor child, and we didn't get to do things like that. We got taken to the Jersey Shore where you swim in like hospital waste. And now that I'm an adult and can afford these things, I like to go and, be a giant kid. So there's that. But
So you're saying I need to take my kids to Disney?
yes,
I should.
Do
You really
you-
think so?
do your duty. No, I think you would like it. It's a lot of fun.
All right. I've never been down there. Never been to Disney. If we were going to a theme park, it usually was Six Flags, or what's the one down there in Virginia? It's Paramount's. I forgot what it's called. But anyway, yeah, I've been to the Paramount one and I've been to Six Flags. I've never been to Disney, so maybe I'll see. Maybe we'll do it.
It's worth it. I'll say that it's expensive as shit, but like when I've been to Florida a bunch. The first time I went was with my father, and we were driving. And if you're from Florida, there is a spot on the highway where it's almost like a fork in the road. You could either turn left and go to SeaWorld or turn right and go to Disney. And we're driving, and he's like, "All right, kids, do you want to go to SeaWorld or Disney?" And we both said Disney. And he's like, "Great." And he turned left and went to SeaWorld.
Yeah, your opinion did not matter.
Not one iota. But yeah, so we got down there, no issues at Newark Airport. We literally just went right through TSA in like 5 minutes and got down there early. So our room wasn't ready, which is fine. So we stored our bags and went to Magic Kingdom and ate too much and rode rides, and then that was pretty much every day just park hopping and eating and getting whiplash on Space Mountain, which is great.
I want to mention something. Your vacation was almost ruined before it started, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean, you let me know.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell this story. Why not? No, like a few days before, I had the morning off, so I was gonna have breakfast with a friend. So I left the house and I came back, and my downstairs neighbor was like, "Hey, are you having like a water leak issue or something. I'm like, no, why? She's like, because there's a leak coming through my ceiling. And I'm like, oh, that's good. So I go upstairs, I look under the kitchen sink, and there's like a giant puddle. One of the hoses under our sink like burst in 3 spots and had been spraying for a while, I guess. So I turned every knob there was, and the water would not shut off. So I I did the smart thing, which was wrap it in a towel, and while having a panic attack, call the plumber to come out to help. And he did, and $300 later, that was fixed. But then he called the second company out, and the woman came out and she's like, yeah, we do, like the drying, so it's done properly and there's no mold or anything. I'm like, great, fun. So she's like, yeah, I'm looking at it. They're not going to have to do anything like rip cabinets out or floors or anything. I'm like, oh, great, okay. So then the crew comes out to work on it, and 5 minutes later, my cabinets and floors are ripped out. And they the layout of our house, to get to the rest of the house, you have to go through our kitchen to like get to the back part of the house. So they had to tape off both entrances to the kitchen and put zippers. So it was like a tent. I felt like fucking ET in my own house. And then they hooked up these giant machines that were loud as shit, and like tubes in the floors and walls to like dry it properly. And they were like, all right, we'll be back in 2 days to check on it and then take readings. And then if everything's all good, the following day we'll come back and remove everything. We're like, great. So that first day came, and the guy had a family emergency, so they couldn't make it, which is fine. Shit happens. Second day, they just decided not to come. So you're like, okay, well, I called the dispatcher and like, hey, so like we told everybody, we're going on vacation tomorrow. So we will have someone at the house. We just need to know when you're going to be there. She's like, oh, yeah, no problem. We'll give you a call. Doesn't happen. The following day, we're in Florida. And dispatcher calls us, and she's like, oh, yeah, someone will be out between the hours of 12 and 8. Helpful. Great time frame. No one works, I guess. So another day, they just did not show up. And then the next day, they call me again, and I'm a little less cheerful. And the dispatcher's like, yeah, so we can have someone come out today to check it out if you're going to be home. And I was like, nope, like we mentioned, we're in Florida, but we have someone at the house. And she's like, oh, you didn't tell us you were going on vacation. I was like, yep, we had this conversation actually yesterday. And she's like, oh, I don't remember. I'm like, well, you're kind of stupid. So I asked her straight up, because I was pissed at this point. I'm like, it's going to be done today. Machines are going to go. And I said that to her, and she's like, oh, well, if the readings are good. I was like, oh, no, I'm sorry. You think I framed that as a question. It's going to be done today. You're going to go to my house. You're going to take everything out of my kitchen, and I don't have to talk to you anymore after this. I said that, which I'm usually not a dick to these people, but it's been like 5 days at this point. I'm like, I promise you everything is dry. It couldn't be drier. Get it out of my house. And she's like, okay, we'll get it out. And that was the end of it. And they came and collected everything. But we get home, and it's just like after Disney, we got home, and it's just floorboards are ripped up. The cabinet's gone. Fucking cat climbing in the drywall.
Now, does homeowners insurance, does that cover that?
A good amount. Oh, they're giving us like $4,000.
Oh, okay. At least you got, yeah.
Something.
This kind of, yeah. This reminds me. So my car's at the body shop right now. A branch fell on it. I got a piece of shit rental because the insurance pays for the rental. They call me because the body shop's saying, yeah, it's like $7,000 in damage. Okay, that's fine. The guy, the car insurance Geico is saying it's $1,200. Right? So I'm on the phone with her, and she's like, well, I don't think this is from the branch and this is from the branch. And we go back and forth, and like I'm telling you, there was no marks on the car. How can the dent on the door be from the branch, but the scratch next to it not be from the branch. You know what I mean? Like, what sense does that make? So after us going back and forth, this is where I got her. She had no idea how to answer me. I go, listen, so you're telling me I pay $300 a month for my 3 cars to have full coverage and my motorcycle for you to call me a liar? And she froze. She had no idea what to say to me. She was like, I'll go back out and look at the car next week at the body shop. Thank you. Yes. It's kind of like a similar experience there with your experience.
It's outstanding. And the funny part is we got the email saying that they're going to give us $4,000, but I'm like, great, but you guys didn't even come out to like check it from the insurance. They didn't even show up.
They just here's a check. Yeah.
Yeah, they just emailed us saying you'll probably get this amount. I'm like, that's not what I need to hear right now. I need to hear if I'm going to have someone come in and fix this or if I'm going to YouTube it and try and do it myself.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I can always help. I
would appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my pre-trip, and then we were in Disney and just children everywhere and unhappy parents.
You're saying that's going to be me when I bring my kids down there? Unhappy parent?
Maybe. To an extent. All right. You're happy in Disney for maybe the first couple of days. Like, we were thrilled to be there. By day 3, we were exhausted. We were down there for a full week. But you start to cut your park days in half and just go back to the resort and jump in the pool.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was able to test a few theories out while we were there.
Yes, this segues into what our episode is actually about, right? What evil lurks behind the ears.
Yes, those big ears.
Yeah. Now remember, this is, for entertainment purposes. We're not endorsed by Disney. We're not saying this is facts. This is our opinions and what we pieced together and what could possibly be some explanations for what we've seen happen there and other things. I'm not going to say this is 100% fact.
No. Well, some things. Well, no, not really. While I was in the park, I was able to test a few things. So one of the theories is that the wait times are bullshit. Because when you get to the front of a line, it'll say the standby, which is the standard line, how much time you have to wait, and then lightning lanes, which is like 8 minutes or whatever. And then if you have the Disney app, which we all do, you could check different rides around the park, and it'll tell you their wait times. Now, some of the rides, it'll say like 300 minutes. Like long as shit waits. And then other rides, it'll be like a 10-minute wait. But we saw a few rides that were like an hour long, and we're like, let's try it. And we jumped in and we waited online maybe 20 minutes. So the wait times, that's debunked their bullshit.
Bullshit.
They do that to kind of cut down the traffic a bit and deter you.
I get you. So certain rides they don't want as many people piling in on, so they say the wait time is more to be like, fuck it, I'll go to this ride instead, to deter you to other rides, is what you're saying.
Exactly. And there's like a set number of rides that they do that for, like very specific ones. Like, you could jump on Pirates of the Caribbean any time of the day because it's an old ride and like whatever. But if you're trying to get on Space Mountain, it's always going to be a long standby time. If you're trying to get on like any of the newer rides, it's going to say you're going to be there like half the day. But yeah, most of the time it's bullshit. You just get right on. But yeah, so
this is what we give the people: boots on the ground, real life testing.
I spent money to get these for you folks. I spent a week in paradise to get you the cold hard facts. I ate prime rib for you. So like there's that, and then there's also been a theory that Disney likes to pump smells into the air to kind of like trick your mind into buying food or other things. And it's true. You could find the parts around the park that pump out the smells.
Hmm.
Like if you're walking near a cart of whatever, you'll smell like an enhanced version of what that food is supposed to be.
Supposed to be.
Supposed to be. But then you go and buy that food and it tastes nothing or smells nothing like it. It's weird. They kind of trick you into buying shit. That happened to us a bunch. But, you know, I'm fat, so I like to eat anyway. Yeah.
It's not nice.
What?
You can't do that to yourself.
I know what I'm about.
So any other little theories you tested down there?
Well, it's not really a theory anymore because they kind of give tours of the area now, but like people have said for decades that there's giant tunnel systems under the park,
which you want to get into later. I want to get into that later.
Yeah, we'll get into that more later. But like they give tours, but not fully. Like they got to keep the magic. But
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote. But we were in an Uber going to the airport after our trip, and the person driving worked for Disney because she's like, yeah, I also do photography in Magic Kingdom. We're like, great. And she's like, yeah, it's a great job, except the commute to get into the park. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, they make us park behind Magic Kingdom, far away from any entrance. We have to jump on a bus to get to the part where the tunnel system starts. She said that, tunnel system. And then we have to traverse our way through these tunnels to get to where we're supposed to be. And I'm like, well, that's eerie as fuck. And I'm like, are these tunnels like crazy? She's like, people have gotten lost for like days at a time. Like they're massive.
We won't mention the employee's name to protect the privacy of said employee.
I'll be honest, I didn't ask her name. I probably should have. I'm not a great reporter, but the conversation did take place. But yeah, there was another one where they paint things a certain shade of green to deter people because the shade's called like go away green. It's like one of those, it fucks with your mind, so you don't even think to look at it, you just look past it kind of thing. But I remembered this, and I looked for everything, and I started to point shit out. I was like, oh, that's where this holds this up, and this, I started to point like, I don't know, stupid shit, but it was interesting to me. They also do that with like secret doors that you're not meant to find.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a hidden entrance to a specific club that none of us are ever going to get into. But we'll get into that later.
So the main gist, I guess, of this episode would be, allegedly, the Disney, I guess you could say, is like one of the arms of the New World Order. I guess we could say. The elites, the Illuminati. Would you feel like that?
You know what? You could say that, because before Epcot became a park, Walt had a whole idea of making it like the city of tomorrow, and it eventually just became Epcot. So that's some New World Order shit right there.
Yeah. So I was thinking to start like with this. I feel like Disney is to go after, because they have, for the kids, Mickey and all this. They use certain kind of like an MK Ultra thing, kind of manipulate, brainwash, hypnotize, whatever you want to put it, in their parks and their movies and stuff, to get these younger kids into thinking a New World Order way. So they're no longer resistive to not having rights, like to have this one governing body tell them what to do, and they'll just accept it. That's where I feel like Disney steps in as this facade of, oh, happy, everything's great, don't look over here. But really, there's sinister stuff going on behind the scenes. And that's where they start. with the kids to move them forward to try to, brainwash them young so they're less likely to revolt later on in their life.
Which there is some, there is some truth behind that, because if, I know you've never been, like you said, but when you're in the lines waiting for shit, they're very like long and narrow, but there's a lot of shit to keep your mind busy. Like, I don't know, there'll be like animatronics moving and shit to distract you, but you're still, following the line, doing what you got to do, not causing problems because your mind's distracted.
Basically.
Yeah.
And these tunnels, like you brought up, these tunnels allegedly are supposed to connect to other, like, New World Order centers where these, elites are allowed to travel undetected between different areas underneath the ground. And we have tons of these underground passageways. We even talked about it in the Dulce Base episode, right? We have 7-story freaking tall complex under the ground with tunnels connecting to other bases. This is where this kind of comes into the same way. You got these tunnel systems connecting to other things. You got Walt, who's obviously a very influential guy. He's now obviously dead, but then there's a theory that he's frozen, right? Cryogenically frozen.
Mm-hmm.
To come back when the technology's ready and New World's ready to step in a role to lead the New World Order. So they claim he was cremated and placed in an urn, right? That's the official story. But he's Forest Lawn, where his urn is kept. You can't go anywhere near where the urn's supposed to be kept. You can't prove the urn's there because they say, oh, it's, family. The privacy, you can't see the urn. There's no proof it's actually there. So maybe he is cryogenically frozen in these tunnels, waiting until we get the technology and the New World Order is advanced enough to bring him back to life. It doesn't seem too far-fetched.
It's not. It's very plausible. It's supposed to be like cryogenically frozen and underneath like either Cinderella Castle or like Pirates of the Caribbean. Some random attraction.
Yeah, I think it would. Yeah, from what I thought, it would have been Cinderella's castle. He's underneath there, just waiting, lurking in his frozen state to come back and kind of lead the New World Order with the likes of, I guess, well, if Bill Gates lives that long, and all these others, elites, and then just to, again, brainwash kids, get them all to follow, and then you get unlimited profits. I mean, these families, if they're brainwashing these kids, they have to go. They're trying to brainwash adults into going, like they brainwashed you to go down there to spend their money.
Oh boy, did I.
So they can profit more off you. And there's certain, like you were saying, smells. You got smells, you got colors, different, subliminal noises and stuff that make you want to spend more money there, to make you kind of feel like you can spend the money there. And there's just more profit. Keep the profit coming to get more money towards making that New World Order. Now, there's been some bumps in the road, it seems like, now with the new, kind of like the presidency and stuff. I feel like that's against New World Order. Then he's not for New World Order. So it's hard. It's been kind of hard for them to go straight to what they want, but I don't think they're going to give up anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that they also pump the smell of money into the air when you're in like one of the shops, which would make a lot of sense because you know me, I don't have money, but I bought a lot of dumb shit while I was there, and there.
Do you regret it?
Now.
See.
Now that I'm back in New Jersey, yes, but no, like, dude, they're not short on money in Disney. To get a bottle of water, even like, all right, in the park, a bottle of water is $4.50 for a bottle of Dasani. And then if you want like alcohol, it's like $14-15. And you're constantly in the heat. Like we went down there this past week because it said it was going to be in the 70s, but unseasonably jumped to fucking like 97 degrees. So we spent a lot of money on drinks. And then you go back to your resort thinking hopefully it'll be cheaper. The vending machines, it's like $5. So they're not short on money, especially with it being that hot in Florida and people needing to drink.
So you're telling me, how we have HARP and stuff like that, weather manipulation. We have cloud seeding. Weather manipulation is a real thing. People want to deny it, but literally just Google cloud seeding. We can manipulate weather, and you got HARP. Do you think Disney has the money to manipulate weather to make it hotter for you to spend more money on that water?
Yes. Dude, if they could pump smells into the air, they could absolutely have heaters under the ground.
Or just do something with, like, the atmosphere.
Yeah. They could have a dome over each park that we don't see.
And just heat it up. Just spend $5 on a bottle of water because you need it or you'll die.
Dude, I must have spent like $600 alone on water. But no, like, you need it. Like, you could get a refillable bullshit, but you got to carry it around, and then you got to buy a bag to carry that around, and then you got to buy a towel that you dip in water and keep around your neck. That's $22, and then dude, there's so much shit that they sell to keep you cool that just doesn't do it fully. Like, not enough.
Is there shade there?
Very little. It depends.
Yeah.
So if you're in Magic Kingdom, there's some areas that have shade. But other parks like Hollywood Studios, there is zero, like none. We had to keep going into shops to get a little bit of air conditioning.
See, that's like that. Doesn't it seem? Is it possible? Does it seem like it's just overly done? Like the shade was taken away. Like they went out of their way to remove extra shade to then force you into air conditioned shops. So that you're going to spend your money in there because you're in the shop now. They're pumping smells around. They got the colors, maybe some kind of subliminal message through the speaker system. You don't want to be out in the sun. You're forced into a shop because you don't want to, you're sitting there waiting in line at a roller coaster. It just all seems to fit together. It's a money-making, just subliminal freaking manipulation tactic they got going on down there.
Joe. I spent $80 on a backpack. $80 on a little leather backpack that has Disney characters on it so that I can hold several bottles of beverages at a time.
They absolutely manipulated the shit out of you.
They got me.
They got you good, man. That's what I'm saying. Like,
bro,
it's all part of the scheme. They know what they're doing. They know how to make money. They're spending money to learn how to make more money. They have people tasked with just how can we make it so unpleasant for our guests that they'll spend more money to try to make themselves less unpleasantly disturbed by the sun and everything.
Dude, oh my god, I bought Jess because Loungefly is the brand. They make all like dozens or hundreds of styles of these little backpacks, and I bought her one for her birthday to take down there. But she was like, "Oh, we can't fit it in the bag, but I'll use it when I'm here." Blah blah blah. All right, cool, whatever. We got down there, Joe. I bought her another one. I bought her another one.
You bought her another one?
Because her favorite Disney movie is a Goofy movie, and she found one that's Goofy movie. And she's like, I need this. And I'm like, and I'm not, without it, I'm just like, okay, I'll buy it. I didn't even think about it. Here's my card. Enjoy.
They got you. It's like a parasite they put in your brain.
They got me for 2 backpacks. $80 a piece. That I filled with $5 bottles of water. and mind you, they do have water fountains all around the parks, but they pump out the most lukewarm water.
They have heaters probably to heat it up just to make it worse.
Yeah. Like, so they can't technically kill you with dehydration because you're going to need it regardless, but you're not going to like it.
You're not going to like that water.
Oh,
You're gonna get that cold $5 bottle.
hell yeah. Dude, it's when they pull it out of the ice, it's just, oh.
You see it, you're already baking from the sun, and then you're how would I put this? Um, Hair deficient. So now the sun's beating down on your head and cooking your brain without the hair to protect your brain. So I can see you really wanting to spend some money on a water bottle to kind of cool you down. It's really affecting you more.
It helped, yes. Um, no, this is going to be the worst term I could use for this, but I really let my autism out. Dude, you have no idea. So last time we were there, we saw these two gay guys, very, very cute couple, just waddling down Main Street, USA, and they both had matching T-shirts with Ariel from Little Mermaid,
Yeah.
and it said, "But Daddy, I love him." And Jess and I thought that was fucking hilarious. So we get down there and she pulls out two matching T-shirts, the same ones. So we wore those to the park in public. And I had that. I had my little backpack. And I had a hat that said Pizza Planet on it. And I was ready for the day.
People must have been looking at you without kids like, what the fuck?
Yes. A lot of older people gave us dirty looks, but like people that were like our age and younger, they actually came up to us. They're like, "We fucking love your shirts." We're like, "Thank you." And then a guy was pushing a stroller and he had the same shirt on and his wife pointed us out to him and he got all excited. But yeah, so when we go to Disney, I really let my tism flow.
Yeah, hey, it's fine. You're there to have a good time.
It's vacation.
Your vacation, the wallet opened up, it got real lax. Money was flying around.
Yeah. And I got home and I have nothing.
Now you regret everything because now the it wore off. The hypnosis, manipulation, mind control is gone, and now you're just sad.
Yeah, I have a backpack I can only acceptably use in Disney World.
Yeah, pretty much. For real. And then you got, like you were saying, Goofy. That's why, like, I feel like the movies themselves have some kind of something subliminally in them to make her want to have physical items of Goofy and make her spend more money and make you spend the money to buy another $80 backpack.
Make me spend the money, yes.
And they just know what they're doing. There's people behind the scenes that just study this for their whole lives, and it's all their lives worth is to freaking manipulate other people into wanting to buy stuff.
How do I get that job?
You got to know someone in Disney.
God damn it!
Because Disney gets darker than this, I think.
It does.
It gets a lot darker.
Well,
This is just the fun top tip of the iceberg.
yeah, it was the top of the iceberg, and it goes very deep.
Because those tunnels, they could be more for just, we talk about New World Order, but Disney allegedly has a kind of a theory people kind of got behind of being involved with human trafficking, and they would use these tunnels to transport the people between certain things. And you know how like we just look at the Diddy parties or whatever, how they want these, they love trafficking people. It's like a commodity. They take these people, they do whatever they want with them, do whatever they do. And it goes, there's, in 2022, there was a sting. Florida did a sting for human trafficking, and 3 Disney employees were part of it and arrested. Now, I'm not saying Disney themselves knew, but it's kind of an odd coincidence that among that group, 3 were Disney, not just 1, 3 were Disney employees. Seems a little iffy to me to have that kind of a coincidence.
Yeah, there are a lot of creepy Disney employees, I'm not gonna lie.
So, I mean, who knows what happened with them. But over the course of Disney being open down there, on top of them being those 3 getting arrested, 18 employees have died mysteriously at the park. All claimed to be accidents or suicide. But maybe they saw something or knew something they weren't supposed to. And, it's possible, one way or the other, but it's possible that maybe they were offed. Maybe. Could be. Perhaps. Possibly. Like, I was going to mention names. I might not mention names. If you want to actually look, you can look it up and get names. We have one, the guy found dead in a burning car in the parking lot. Right?
I don't mean to laugh, but you ruled that as a suicide. It's kind of...
It was ruled... So it's ruled as a suicide, but somehow the fire set after the guy's dead. Like... How is this possible? Why would the guy set the car on fire and then... Or kill himself, then set the car on fire, and then it just sits there burning in the parking lot?
Yeah, that's like saying, oh, how'd he die? Oh, he stabbed himself in the back 20 times. Like, no, that's not how that works.
Like those ones where he fell down the stairs and stabbed himself 100 times on the way down the stairs.
Quite a drop.
Like that one, I forgot, where was that? That woman, she called 911 because her husband fell down the garage stairs, and it's like garage stairs, like 3 steps. And they get there, and there's like 70 stab wounds in him, and she's like, I don't know, he fell in the stairs and stabbed himself. He's just like a bloody mess on the floor with like a multiple stab wounds. It's something like that. Like, how is that a suicide?
Oh my god. I feel like that allegedly, I feel like Disney has such a hold on people that they can just do whatever they want, rule deaths whatever they want them to be.
Yeah, it's keep the magic alive. Right?
Yeah. Well, because people said for the longest time that nobody dies inside the parks, and they would people would almost be dead, and then they would drag them outside and let them die in the ambulance.
Yeah, they weren't allowed. There was apparently some kind of unwritten rule that Disney would not allow, I guess, the local hospitals or whatever that would come, pronounce them dead until they were out of the park.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
They did that for the longest time.
Yeah, so that's to keep the magic alive, right?
To keep it alive. But there's been a lot of deaths. There's been a lot of allegedly. There was the one in 1974. We could talk about this one.
Yeah, good. Let's dive in.
Deborah Gale Stone. She was 18 years old, very young. She was working on the ride. How's it called? It was like America Sings or something like that. And the way this ride works is everyone's seated. It's kind of like a theater setup. And then kind of like a merry-go-round, it turns, and in the middle of the room it spins to a different scene that you see. And then there's walls cutting off each scene. So you kind of move along the track. But she had gotten caught in between where the wall passes another wall and was crushed to death. And there's a video online, but it's fake. And there is audio online, which I believe is real. And you just hear the singing, and it's jolly and fun in 70s, and followed by a blood-curdling scream. And she was crushed to death, and people lost their minds and ran out to get help, but it was way too late. And the father, they sued back then in the 70s. They didn't really have all these lawyers in place. So the father sued Disney, but didn't get much out of the settlement. But in his mind, or his way of putting it, he didn't sue for money. He sued that so that they would put these things in place to not let this happen again. But yeah, she did not make it.
Yeah, so it's like you're saying, details are kind of scarce. Could it be another alleged cover-up that she knew something, and somehow she got caught between these things. Because I mean, how is there no like safety or guard in place? How can you just walk between two rotating walls and get crushed? Even in the 70s, I mean, there was a lot of there's inspections and stuff. I mean, you still have, even though it's not like a construction site or whatever, it's a amusement park with moving machinery. There's going to be standards and guidelines you have to follow when making these, rides. So You're saying she just stepped and fell and got crushed between two walls?
Yeah, I mean, after that, they installed like breakaway walls so that it would be impossible to get crushed. And I think they did shut that ride down soon after, but then they just immediately reopened it as something else. Like I've been on the new ride. It's called Carousel of Progress.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see how the whole thing is built. So like now when it turns, there's a big gap in between the walls. So like it's impossible to get crushed.
Well, it just still seems kind of awkward. You got that one. You got the guy burning in his car, or the car's on fire and he's dead inside. You also got another one where a guy, he's on the, he's a maintenance guy. So he's outside working near a roller coaster. The carts are then sent out on a test run. And as it gets to him, just as it gets to him, somehow the axle becomes dislodged from one of the carts, causing the train cart to come off the tracks and strike him and kill him. Just at that exact time. And then there's no, like, when you look through it trying to get evidence or anything about it, there's a lot of just nothing. There's no, we don't know how it broke, we don't know how to, just happened to happen at the exact time and crush this guy as he's working on the side of the train. Like, again, what are the odds? It doesn't make any sense to me, but he just flies off, smashes the guy as he's sitting there, done. Someone could have deliberately did something to that axle and kill him. I don't know.
It's too big of a fuck up to be an accident. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah,
the thing just coming off the track, like, no. God damn it.
Yeah, so like Disney was deflecting blame. There was investigation reports that showed and confirmed the axle was like tampered with. There was negligence. But Disney still kind of deflected the blame. They did, however, they said it was their fault, but they just say it was, because I guess maintenance was not good.
Yeah, they like to kind of push the blame on maintenance people, because they did that with
yeah.
Who was the name of that guy that died?
This guy, he was Marcelo Torres.
Yes.
This was 2003.
Mm-hmm.
That was the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
That's
somehow it just like the freaking the cart, the axle loosened somehow, the brakes jammed up, it caused the locomotive and passenger car to collide, and he got smashed by the freaking.
There was, I believe it was like 12 people were riding at the same time, and a lot of people got injured, but he's the only one I think that died. And people went running like, hey, this guy's seriously hurt, he needs help. And it took this is the part that baffles me. Apparently it took a while for people to come and help this guy. Like, I think I read it was like somewhere like 20 minutes before someone could get to him or even attempted. And it's like, don't you care that someone's dead or that you can't run your ride anymore? It just blows my mind.
Yeah, we also have, they didn't. They never named the guy, but there's a 15-year-old boy. I guess because he's under 18, they're not going to name him. Who was shot in the parking lot,
Oh.
and Disney said it was gang related. A rival gang shot him.
Oh.
So apparently they found this gang member. He was an 18-year-old. They convicted of a second-degree murder, but then shortly after, the conviction was overturned. He was set free, no on appeal, and that was it. So, did that kid really kill him, or did this 15-year-old stumble upon something allegedly as well? You got stuff like that, just random. Why was his conviction overturned within shortly after? You know what I mean? If you convicted him, there should be evidence.
Yeah.
So why is it boom? Nah, he's actually, he is innocent.
A lot of unexplained shit.
Yeah, you had that Tomorrowland 18-year-old stabbed, during a private party in Tomorrowland after a dispute, and park medics were uncharacteristically slow to respond, and he died.
Uncharacteristically.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, why were they so slow to respond? What was the dispute even about? They don't just, there's nothing about the dispute, and that was it. So, why? What's going on there? You know what I mean? Like, why? Oh, wait a minute before we get over there. Just wait.
I feel like it's because they don't want Disney employees to be involved while someone dies so that they could not take blame. I don't know. I feel like that would have something to do with it. But yeah, Disney also has weird ways of getting around being sued for death. Like we'll talk about, 1 second here. I got her name. If my phone would work. I hate my life. It's like Amy Tullinson, something like that. She was a doctor, oddly enough. Her and her husband were in Disney, and they were at a restaurant called Raglan Road, which is an Irish place. And she had a severe nut and dairy allergy. And, she made a point to ask, like, hey, I have these allergies or any of this in my food. And she was assured, no, nothing like that is in your food today. She said, great. She ate, had a very severe reaction, and passed away. And her husband tried to sue for, negligence and all of that. And he was informed, well, hey, you signed up for a free trial of Disney Plus a few years ago. If you had read the terms and conditions, you would see that you can't sue us for anything, any injuries or anything that happens on Disney property. They just kind of snuck that into a Disney Plus trial.
It's weird as shit, right?
It's so irritating.
So we got Disney that kind of, could perhaps, just by looking at what's going on, be lax on letting people die in their parks. Their safety's maybe down a little bit. Or there could be more sinister plots behind it. But again, I think it all goes back to them trying to set up this new world order. You got the Illuminati, the Freemasons, or whatever you want to call them. And I think they're you got someone like Bill Gates with a bunch of wealth. You got the New World Order through all that. They're like the puppet masters. So they're telling, Disney what to do. Disney then could be like a Trojan horse. You don't know. It's this packaged up as this nice, family-friendly games, movies, shows, park. But then inside, it's the brainwashing technique. It's the try to brainwash these families to spend money, get more money towards building this new world order, and just keep the MK Ultra-esque projects going to try to help these elites get their status even higher while taking advantage of everyday people like you.
Yeah, it works. And when you think like, oh well, I've been to Disney, I haven't seen any like crazy elites, while I'm eating. It's because they don't eat with the,
No.
the commoners. They eat at Club 33, which is
Yes.
one of the most exclusive clubs in the world, not just Disney. But to get into Club 33, for starters, you have to be invited. By who, I don't know. More elites, I would assume.
Yes.
And then to
First,
also,
you need a lot of money.
you
You're
get a
going to need a
lot.
lot of money and someone to know that you have a lot of money.
Yes, very much so. Because membership is, it ranges from I think $50 to $100,000, and then an annual fee of $15,000. And that's where the go away green comes in, because the door is painted with that, so you don't even think to go near it, and they hide it around the park. But yeah, it's like a lot of celebrities, Tom Hanks, Madonna, random celebrities, but a lot of them have become members, and that's where the elites eat, not with the help like the rest of us.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, they wouldn't be eating with you. They go through the secret tunnels. They then go up to this Club 33 to eat, do their, there's even alleged rumors of occult style. They got rituals, maybe even there, because then we, kind of the people associate the elites and like new like them with being devil worshippers, I guess you could say. So blood, right? That's maybe where the human trafficking comes from as well. Like
Allegedly.
that allegedly that that really dark side of the elites that we hear about.
Well, elites like Space Mountain also.
Yeah, and then they just want to have fun too. They're still people, so they're gonna
Cut
want to have
loose.
fun.
Yeah, they want to cut loose and go on some rides and forget about their
Kidnap a person
problems. Well, burn someone in a car.
because they knew too much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they hide in these club. Yeah, it's basically what they hide in Club 33. They do God knows what in there, and it's just a nice, fun place for them to hang out after they're done.
Yeah.
With their satanic rituals and their whatever the frick they're doing.
Their
They
Diddy
come out,
parties.
their Diddy parties,
Oh,
and then they use the tunnels and they go to these other places.
yeah. But there's a lot of dead bodies, and then there's a lot of ghosts. Apparently,
Disney's haunted.
Disney is haunted. One of the things that I read that made me laugh, because I've witnessed maybe the aftermath, is they say that the dolls on the It's a Small World ride move after hours. And the only reason I say I witnessed it after the fact is when you're going through the ride. For those of you who don't know, It's a Small World is you're on a little boat and you're going through various parts of the world, different rooms, and then there's little cherub-esque dolls dressed as different nationalities singing like "It's a Small World." It's really mind-numbing. And one time we were on the ride, and one of the dolls from China just happened to have made its way over to Hawaii and was just kind of chilling there. So maybe a worker put it there by mistake, or maybe it moved there on its own in the middle of the night. But if those dolls get up and move at nighttime, it is one of the scariest things I could think of. But then again, I would probably just go apeshit and just start drop kicking them across the park. So, nah, I'd stomp them out. Fuck them.
I mean, there's other besides the conspiracy of the New World Order. There's other ghost stories there too. What about George the Ghost at the Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, George is great.
He was he allegedly he helped build it in the 1970s, but apparently he might have been crushed by a beam or something and died. But now like there's claims of seeing him on surveillance cameras around the ride. Park employees have said they've heard footsteps in the area, and apparently, if you don't in the morning, if you don't say good morning, George, and at night say good night, George, apparently the ride malfunctions that day, and there's been several park employees that have confirmed that by not saying it, and those days the ride malfunctions, and they do say it, and the ride goes smooth that day.
I also heard that George likes to smack women on the bottom.
Gives them a little booty tap.
Yeah, little, hey, how are you? That's just what I heard. Yeah, George is fun. He's just a fun-loving guy. Much like there's another the ghosts aren't even that bad. They're like happy still. It's still Disney at the end of the day, even if you're dead. But there's a ghost that apparently frequents the Space Mountain ride, known as Mr. One Way.
Yes, sir.
And he appears either as so stupid, either as a young boy or a large, tall ginger man. I don't know why it's one or the other, but apparently it is. And he's said to, meet people in the line and have a nice conversation, and just a fun guy to be around. And then you get on the ride, you go through, and you get back, and he's just not there.
Yes. So there's been several guests who have said that they've talked to him in line. This guy. He gets on the ride with them if it's a single rider. You go through, you get your picture taken. You get back, he's gone. You look at the picture and there's nothing there. Yeah. And they swear that there was a person in line they were talking with, and that has been documented several times. Now the conspiracy behind it is they're trying to say that it's a marketing myth by Disney to get you to go there. Could be, or it could be really that Mr. One Way Man, or whatever the hell his name is really ghosty, a little ghosty there.
Really ghosty.
He could be ghosty.
I rode Space Mountain. I didn't meet a large ginger man.
I wish you did. That would have been awesome if you actually did. What would you do if you actually, you run in there, guy was talking to you? Is Space Mountain like just 2 wide, or is it 4 wide? How many seats are crossed are there?
So I feel like Mr. One Way is a Disneyland thing, because I think if they have Space Mountain, I'm pretty sure theirs is a 2 wide, whereas the one in Florida is a 1 wide.
Oh, okay. So then it's not okay. It's definitely Disneyland, Space Mountain, Disneyland. Okay, yeah. So you'd have to go out, yeah. So what would you do though if you went, you talk to this guy and you go through there and then you're like, where the fuck did he go? And then you look at the pictures and there's not even there.
Well, I feel like I'm already in the early stages of dementia, so I probably wouldn't think anything of it. Yeah.
That's I guess.
Well. Oh. Yeah, I wouldn't mind meeting a ghost at Disney. That would be great. Although we ride Haunted Mansion a lot, I guess that suffices. But
yeah, I mean, they also consider Mickey's house to be in Disneyland to be haunted. The basement, they say they hear creepy noises, people whispering, footsteps, stuff like that.
Just don't go in basements.
Yeah, I mean, we know that from our one episode with our boy.
Her boy, yes.
The guy was a scumbag, but John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah, he had a heck of
Don't go in the basement. Do not go in the crawl space basement or whatever it is.
Get out of the basement.
And do you believe the one where that people see Walt Disney's ghost himself?
I have heard that one, but I always just chalk it up to they just catch a glance of his statue, because there's like a bunch of Walt Disney statues around the park.
Yeah, they say that you see him up in the in his apartment above Main Street fire station, and then sometimes you get a whiff of cigarette smoke. Cigarette.
Because
apparently he was an avid smoker.
Yes, he was. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that one, they just have a cardboard cutout, like Home Alone style, where you just see the silhouette in the window.
Okay, and he floats around and they move it. Maybe they move it around.
Yeah. Because it's a good marketing technique. But then again, it's Disney. People are going to go regardless. But
yeah, because they're already brainwashed to go.
Yes, we are.
But I'm strong enough. I won't go. I want to go to Hogwarts. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go to Disney.
Speaking of Hogwarts, we were in Disney, and there was a small child dressed in Harry Potter garb. And I don't know why it upset me, but it did. She was like 7. It shouldn't have pissed me off, but I was like, I was actually angry.
It's like, why are you here?
Like, what are you doing?
We should go to Hogwarts, though.
I want to go. That'd be great.
Have you've never gone there, right?
No, that's one I've never been to.
That's what we should do.
But I do know that Universal is not fat friendly with their rides.
Yeah, but you're not like fucking morbidly obese or anything.
I'm a wide lad.
Yeah, but you're not like my wife when she watches 600-Pound Life.
Oh, those people are bad.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like when they put them on like the horse scale.
The horse scale, yeah, that's right.
And then my wife gets mad because, dude, I'll watch it and be like, that person is going to be 624. And then you see the thing come up and says like 627. And she's like, how are you always so goddamn close with the weight?
There's the one where he was telling the woman, like, you need to eat. Obviously, he's like, you need to eat healthier. And she's like, well, I don't want to get malnourished either. And he's like, do you think you're malnourished? Come on. That doctor on that show is so fucking savage.
Doctor now, yeah, he don't care. Like the one I was watching today, she's like, but chocolate, I really like chocolate. I just can't stop eating it. He's like, well, then you're gonna die in a couple weeks.
I love him.
It's like, oh shit,
that's great.
Or like the one I was watching. So she went. He was all happy for her because she lost like 80 pounds. She was approved for weight loss surgery. So she goes at home and makes a whole giant tater tot casserole and just eats it herself at one time. And then she goes back and he's like, you gained weight. Like, what the fuck?
I had to celebrate.
Yeah, that's what she said. I just couldn't stop eating it.
Oh my God. Dude, I know we're going to derail by talking about this show, but I really don't. I don't even care. That show, it's meant to be like drama, but it's some of the funniest shit. That and Hoarders. Hoarders is great.
I feel like I am a real big piece of shit, though, because like sometimes when they fall, I can't help but snicker. And like I know I'm a piece of shit for it, but I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Anyone falls, I laugh.
I cheer.
If I fall, I laugh. You know what I mean? But I just, oh my God, that show sometimes, man.
There's the one guy on that show. His name was Steven. And they had to get him there. They had to drive him there in an RV because he was so big. And they showed him at one point, and he's sitting on the back of a golf cart. And they go up a slight hill, and he slides off the back. And you would have thought by the sound he made that he was just shot with a sniper. He was like, ah!
We're so horrible. We know we're going to hell. It's okay. We understand this.
No, but you know what? Fuck him. He was abusing painkillers, so fuck him.
Oh, yeah, fuck him then.
Yeah.
But on a serious question, going back to Disney, was there Ovaltine available?
You know what? No, there wasn't. Disney, if you're listening, get Ovaltine in your parks.
Yeah, don't sue us and get Ovaltine in your parks.
I'll gladly pay out the ass for a tall, frosty glass of Ovaltine.
What are you willing to pay for that? You're willing to pay $5 for a bottle of water. Are you willing to pay $20 for a glass of Ovaltine?
Yes.
$20. $30?
Yes. I need the
$40?
Nutrients. Yeah. I paid $80 for a backpack, Joe. I'll pay
more.
I did.
$500?
Oh, yeah. You need the nutrients.
If it's $500 for a glass of Ovaltine, I'll have to do it once when I'm there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because to be honest, I mean, nothing has more nutrients and nutrates. I guess is that a word? Nutrates?
No.
If nothing.
Not.
No, it's not. Definitely not. Nothing provides more nutrients for your body than this the nice cold tall glass of Ovaltine. There's nothing better.
There's
Nothing better for it. Yeah, and we have one friend that I guess can't handle how great Ovaltine is because he goes into like a comatose state, like for some reason, right?
His asshole falls out every time he drinks it.
There's something wrong with him. He can't. Yeah, his body rejects superior nutrition.
Yeah, I feel like if your body's used to just pure garbage for a long time, and then you put that much like nutrients in it, it's gonna reject it because it's like, what is this? Health?
This is too much for me. This is too much.
Yeah. Oh my god. But we drink it, we feel like the Incredible Hulk.
Dude, it's like, yeah, when Popeye has his spinach, that's what I feel like when I take a glass of Ovaltine.
Absolutely. And you could walk around the parks all day. Disney, get Ovaltine in your parks. You will not be disappointed with the outcome.
And anyone out there that hasn't tried it yet, I highly suggest you give it a shot.
Yeah. Anyone out there who hasn't tried it yet, what the fuck are you doing? Go get it.
What are you doing? Go get it. Yes, exactly.
Were you dumb?
I mean, I don't know if it's available in Australia, England, Singapore, I don't know, Kenya. I don't know where it's available. But if you're listening and you're in America and you haven't tried Ovaltine yet, shame on you.
Yeah. It should be available in all of those locations.
It should be. It probably is. If not, get it shipped in. I don't care what you have to do.
We're gonna get sponsored, and then we're gonna start bringing Ovaltine to the people who don't have it.
Yes, that's what we'll have to do. We'll airdrop it.
I mean, Mr. Beast builds wells. We can deliver Ovaltine.
Yeah, he gets wells for water, but come on, water. What would you rather put in your body, water or Ovaltine?
Yeah, do you want dirty well water or a tall, cool glass of Ovaltine? Think about it.
It's not a hard choice. So now that we got off the rails there a little bit, where are we going? What are we doing for our next episode? Do we have a plan for this?
No. We'll discuss.
We'll have to discuss. We'll have to get back to you on that, I guess. Maybe we'll post it on X.
Maybe we'll ask our friend who asked us not to talk shit about her on this episode.
Probably, well, we can talk a little shit because she's not listening. She ain't gonna listen.
She's what, 20 episodes behind?
Probably something like that. So maybe we'll ask, or maybe we won't ask. I don't know. So we'll get an episode out to you guys. We'll get something else.
We'll gauge responses and ask what we should do, and then we'll do it.
And yes, so, or we can do this right here. Do they want more do the people want cryptids, or do they want more conspiracy-esque episodes for the next one? So we'll let us know. You know, you can comment on Spotify. Spotify now has threads for commenting, so you can answer comments. You don't just leave one comment anymore. It's almost like being in any other social media platform. We have X. You can follow us on X at Conspiracy Kitchen. You can follow us on Instagram, Conspiracy Kitchen Podcast. Yeah, please follow us, share this, like this, give us 5 stars if you like this episode, 1 star if you think we're total shit, which most people probably do.
It's fine.
And just follow us on those social media platforms, and just we want to get the word out.
Yeah, don't send this to Disney because I'd like to go back next year. Spend more money on shit I don't need.
He's already, you see, guys, he's brainwashed, dude. He's done.
I bought a cup with Gaston on it.
Yeah, and he probably spent $50 on that thing too.
It was only 13.
It was $13. All right, but he's brainwashed, dude.
Came with frozen apple juice. It was good.
All right, guys. Well, I guess we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.